Major Patrick Ferguson was 36 years old at the time of the Battle of Kings Mountain. He'd originally come from Scotland and owned an estate in Tobago before the war broke out. One of his notable pre-war accomplishments was the development of the Ferguson rifle, which was a breech-loading rifle that had a higher rate of fire and greater accuracy than the British-issued Brown Bess. And while it saw some success in the field, it was expensive to produce and relatively fragile. Ferguson experimented with commanding an infantry unit in the use of the rifle at the Battle of Brandywine, but he was injured at the battle, and the unit was eventually disbanded. It was also at Brandywine that Ferguson had the chance to shoot a colonial officer who was talking to another colonial officer in hussar dress. And while the officer in the hussar dress was probably Casimir Pulaski, it's conjectured that the other colonial officer was probably George Washington. Ferguson, however, didn't take the shot, as the officer had his back turned to him. Now, despite his reputation as a gentleman, Ferguson had little problem ordering his men to bayonet 45 patriots as they slept at Little Egg Harbor in New Jersey the following year. Now, Major Ferguson was renowned for his ability to manage militias, and he was tasked by Cornwallis to move into the backcountry of South Carolina, recruiting and organizing Loyalist forces. He was known for wearing a checkered shirt into battle, for using a number of whistle signals to command his troops, and for traveling with 2 camp follower companions. Interestingly, both were named Virginia, with one referred to as Virginia Sal and the other referred to as Virginia Paul. In August of 1870, Patriot forces under Isaac Shelby, James Williams, and Elijah Clark surprised a force of Loyalist militia at Musgrove Mill and decisively beat them, killing 63 Tories. Now, Ferguson then set off in pursuit of Shelby's troops, which ended up taking refuge west of the Appalachian Mountains in what's now Tennessee. With his quarry out of range, Ferguson decided to march to Charlotte, North Carolina to meet up with Cornwallis, and now it was Shelby's turn to pursue Ferguson. On the 6th of October, Major Patrick Ferguson, along with 1,100 Tory militia, decided to camp on the high ground of Kings Mountain and make a stand. And despite the rainy weather, Shelby's 900 patriots arrived early on the afternoon of the 7th, and at 3 p.m. they struck. Now, the Loyalist militia consisted almost entirely of native-born soldiers, and only their commander was not born in the Americas. Unlike what you see in most of the paintings of the battle, which show the British forces clad in lobsterback red, there was only about 100 red-clad provincial British troops there. In actuality, most of the soldiers on both sides wore civilian clothing rather than uniforms, and the colonial forces had to put sprigs of vegetation in their hats to prevent being shot by friendly fire. Now, Shelby charged his Patriot forces to fight independently, with the only real command being to surround and destroy the Tories. So as they moved up the hill, they fired from behind the cover of trees and rocks, and in response, Ferguson ordered bayonet charges down the hill. The rebel militia would then break and run into the woodlands surrounding the mountains. At this point, the Tories returned to the top of the hill, while the Patriots rallied and reformed for another assault, and this pattern repeated itself 3 times in the hour that the battle lasted. Now, despite Ferguson riding back and forth across the hilltop, rallying his troops, the Loyalists were beginning to wear down. Because they were shooting from the heights, their shots were also often over the heads of their targets, and the rebels only incurred 90 casualties during the battle. Eventually, Shelby's forces reached the top of the hill, and they attacked Ferguson's rear. And legend has it that it was this time that Ferguson's mistress, Virginia Paul, took a horse and made a break for it, while Virginia Sal stayed by Ferguson and took a bullet while by his side. As the Loyalists began to surrender, Ferguson drew his sword and he hacked down any small white flags that he saw popping up, shouting, "Hurrah, brave boys, the day is ours!" He then gathered a few officers together and tried to cut through the Patriot ring, but was hit with a volley of shot and dragged by his horse behind the Patriot lines. There he was confronted by an opposing Patriot officer who demanded his surrender. Ferguson rallied his strength and killed the man with his pistol in a final act of defiance, but he was immediately shot dead by multiple Patriots on the spot, or so the story goes. Initially, the Patriots began to slaughter the surrounding Loyalists, shouting, "Give 'em Tarleton's quarter," but the rebel officers eventually took control and restored order. After the battle, however, Ferguson's body was stripped, urinated on, and then buried near where he fell. It's thought that Virginia Sal was buried beside him. A number of days after the battle, the rebels hung 9 of the Tories for treason before Isaac Shelby brought an end to the drumhead court-martial. And most of the Patriot militia then dispersed over the next few days, while the Loyalist forces escaped. And while Kings Mountain was more of a large skirmish than a battle, it holds, much like the Battle of Trenton, a crucial place in the American Revolution. It greatly bolstered American morale, and it intimidated Cornwallis to withdraw his troops from North Carolina. Okay, here's a quick little tour of the battlefield that I took. Now, the couple things are going to stand out about the battle. The first is how small the battlefield is. It's only about 1,000 feet long by about 500 feet wide, so it's not a very big area. This part of the video also gives you a good idea of what the vegetation looked at the time. There's a great deal more underbrush today than there was at the time of the battle. It looked a little bit more like this. Now, this is a view from where Lacey and Hawthorne's Continental troops were, pointing to the southwest, and it gives you an idea of how rocky the terrain was on the hillside. And while it's not a mountain, this is a fairly steep hill that the Continental troops were facing. And here's Shelby's starting position where the Continental assault on the mountain really began. And when Shelby reached the top of the mountain, they were facing the British right here, and you can see how narrow the mountain is. This also shows the British position looking towards Shelby. Now, the Patriot troops would close in to where the monument stands. That's about where the Loyalist camp was. That's also the place where they would make their last stand. Now, this is the approximate point where Ferguson and his officers would try to make a break for it, and where he was gunned down. And his grave is just a short way down the hill. Now, here we have Kings Mountain. This is pretty lazy representation of it, so I'm going to do a little bit of changing the setup. I'm not sure. I think with Ferguson being on the right, they would be facing east. I think east is up here, north is here. So there's units on the west. Let's put units over here. Actually, let's see what they tell me. Hold before I get to American setup anywhere outside of the red shaded area. Okay, and then so we can set up. Let's go here, here. Let's try to make it kind of realistic here. We'll move Shelby over here with a unit and Campbell over here. We'll just do this and spread these guys out. So that's better. I guess they're fine. I was too harsh on them. Okay, Americans go first. And they roll an extra 2. Okay, so they have 5. It's going to be a movement. Everybody 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now the British go. Now I'm going to say line of sight is going to be difficult because of the woods and stuff. Technically, they wouldn't be woods, hills, but let's see what the Brits roll. Flip. We need a turn marker up here. Americans, Brits, okay. They get +2. I'm going to have Ferguson move forward, and I'll just have him move on the wings. Okay. And then this guy will move forward. So we move the troops. I wonder if these should really be all militia, too, because that's kind of what fought. They were not regular British troops. In fact, Ferguson was the only, he was a Scotsman, and he was the only one from the British Isles even there. Everybody else was pretty much a native from America. Not a Native American, but... Okay, then we go to the next turn. Flip. American phase. This is going to be pretty fast. Americans get 5. Okay. They'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. And Campbell will move in. No, I'm not going to move Campbell. I'm going to move in everybody at the same rate. Okay, 5. Okay, that was 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that was 5. Okay, flip. Move. Whoops. Move forward a turn. Get our APs. British get 2 APs. Gonna move this guy and this guy. And we flip. Go to American turn. APs +1. They got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. We flip. We go to British phase, turn 3. British get 2. Can't fire through these. I'm going to say they do block. Well, he doesn't block, but it's -1. So Ferguson's going to go ahead and try to shoot. He needs a 5, 6, a 6. He does get a 6. Okay, so that sends the hit taken is 1. And then can't fire through. This guy, oh, this guy can. Okay. So he needs a 6, gets 3, gets a 6. Hit taken. Okay, we flip. And we're going to go American phase. They get an extra AP, so they got 4. One, 2, 3, 4. 4. Okay. End of American phase. Flip marker. Go to British phase. APs are going to be 1, 2. And he's in the... I should have said this guy wouldn't have been hit because he had a -1. That's okay. Okay, so this guy's gonna, he is a target, so he's gonna hit with 3. And he needed a 6. This is a 5, 6, and a 6, so nothing there. This guy will go. Needs a 6. Does get a 6, okay. Hit taken. And one other guy can go. This guy will go. Needs a 6. 6, 6, and 5. Oh, that got rid of that guy. That's a British VP. Okay, now then we flip. We get the American turn phase, a turn 5. And they roll a +1, so they have 4. Okay, this is our time to shine. We're going to have this guy, aren't moved, and he's going to fire 5, 4, 4. He needed a 6, so he doesn't do anything. This guy needs a 6 and gets a 6, okay. Hit taken. That was 2. Okay, got 2 more. 1 and 2. Okay. We'll flip. We're going after Ferguson. British phase, and they get an extra, they get 2. So Ferguson's going to go. And there's a -1, but this is a, he needs a 5 or, let's see, this is a, I think Ferguson's going to attack Shelby. And he's going to do it with close combat. So that's our 2. First of all, Shelby is going to save at a 3, 4. He's in the hills, so that's an extra. He gets a, he starts with 2. He gets 3 for having Shelby, and then 4 for being on the hills. So if there's a 5 or 6, then they are retreat. Nope, okay. And then Ferguson goes. And Ferguson can hit at a 5 or 6. 2 hits, okay. Doesn't get Shelby, though. So the Brits do 2 more. Shelby's left alone. If they would have had an extra move, he could have moved that guy in and killed Shelby, but he didn't. So, okay, flip marker. Whoops. Turn 6 American phase. Okay, and Americans get... Yeah, Americans get AP of, let's try it again, 3, okay. Okay, this is the thing where the Americans can be pretty damaging. 1, 2, 3. Get rid of Shelby. He's got to get out of there. Okay. So attack 2, 3. Okay, let's start here. 4, we're attacking Ferguson. We're firing. We get a 4, a 5, and a 3. The 5 will work. Hit taken. He'll attack here. And he needs a 6. Gets a 1, 6. Okay. Hit taken. Attack here. And doesn't do anything. I got 2 more. We'll attack here. Whoops. Okay. He'll attack here. He needs a 6. Doesn't do anything. And then here, 5, 5, 3 doesn't do anything. Okay. That's enough. And we flip. We go to the British turn 6 and give them their APs, and they get 2, so they have 3. First of all, we'll start with Ferguson attacking here. We'll just fire. I'm just going to fire here. Ferguson fires. Needs a 5 or 6. Gets 2, so that's enough to get rid of him. We'll go with this guy here, firing at this guy. Needs a 6. Doesn't do anything. And then finally, I'm going to move this guy over forward. Okay, flip marker. We'll change to the American phase, give them their APs. They got 5. We'll move him here. 1, 2, 3. Get rid of that. I think with these 2, 3, 1, 2. I got 3 left. Okay. I'm going to try firing here. 2 6s. Okay. Hit taken. Hit taken. I'm going to try here. Nothing. And then we'll try here. And he needs a 5 or 6. 6. Okay. Hit taken. That was it. Okay, then we flip. We go to our British phase, turn 7. Give them our APs. And we have 3. Ferguson will move here. This gent will move here. And then Campbell will fight here. Now, it'd normally be a 5 or 6, but since he's on a hillside, it'll just be a 6. So we roll 3s, and we get 1. Okay. Hit taken, and there's no 1s in it, so Campbell's fine. Okay, we flip our marker. We go to the American, turn 8, and they get +3. Boy, their action points really help them in this. Okay, let's see here. Let's start with Shelby. Shelby will attack Ferguson, and we're going to close combat it. Okay, so Ferguson has the guy starts with 1 morale, but Ferguson gives him 2. We roll and get a 1, so we don't make it. You have to get under. You have to get under. Yes, under. Okay, so yeah, he did make it. Okay, now Shelby goes and attacks. Needs a 4, 5, or 6. Gets a 6 and a 1. Okay, so there's the 6. Gets rid of him. And then the 1 means Ferguson has to save. Ferguson saves. Okay. That was our first two, and then we go to there. This guy will go. I'm going to do another attack, close combat. The defender gets a 4, so he is going to retreat. And then we roll 3, 5, 6, 6. So easily takes him out. Delete. Oops, I didn't want to delete. Bring him back. Put him over here. And he can move into the empty space. Okay, I got 2 left. Campbell's going to go. Campbell will fire. What's Campbell's guy like? Campbell's got 1. Oh, man, he's in bad shape. Okay. Campbell goes, just do a 3. 4, 3, and 6. So we're able to do that guy in, and he can move into the space. Okay, that is it. Wait, that was just 1. Okay, we still have 1 left. This guy's going to go just 3, 4, 2, 3, nothing. Okay. We flip our marker. We go to our next turn. It's the British phase. The British get 2. And first one, Ferguson's going to move here. That's 1. This guy can attack. So he's going to attack Shelby. And he needs 6s. He gets a 6, okay. No 1s, though. Okay. Second one, this guy's going to attack Campbell for the last one. And we roll 3, 5, 1, and 4, okay. 5's good. So the 5 takes this guy out. And then Campbell had a 1 on him. Campbell gets a 2, so Campbell's okay. And that's it for the turn. Okay, we flip the marker. We move our turn marker. And we roll for the Americans, and they get 6. Okay. Campbell's going to move here. That's our first one. We got to get him out of trouble. This guy will move here. He's out of trouble. This guy is going to fire. Gets a 6, 5, and 4, so he got rid of that guy. Moves in. Okay, we've got an attack on Ferguson. We're going to make another... we're going to try to do another close combat on Ferguson. So let's see if Ferguson's guy saves. He needs a 3, 4. 4 or below. 1. Okay, he saves. Shelby goes, and they roll 3, and they need a 4, 5, or 6. They do get 1 on him. Hit taken, but no 1s on Ferguson. Okay. End of turn. Flip marker. Go to British phase, British turn 9. Brits get a +3. And this guy will go 1. 2, 3, and Ferguson will attack Shelby. And gets a 5, so that's enough. Okay. That gets rid of them. So we're down to... That was the last of their turn. We're getting close to the end here. Flip marker. Ferguson's holding on. And we go to turn 10. That's the American phase. So we roll for APs, and the Americans get 5. And first they've got to get Shelby out of there. 1, 2, 3. Okay. There's Shelby's move. Okay, then this guy gets to go. And he needs a... Rolls 3, and he gets a 6. So that reduces this guy by 1. Okay, and then this guy can go. 2's nothing. Okay, and then Campbell can go. He got a 6, so that reduces him by 1. So we had, let's see, this Shelby went, this guy went, this guy went, this guy went. We're down to 1. We can move 1 here. Okay. Flip. British face. They need to just get 1 knocked out. Okay. So we'll have Ferguson go. Oh, we need to roll for APs. +1. Well, Ferguson's going to go against this guy here. So they roll 6. So they are going to be retreating. And then Ferguson will roll 3. Nothing. Okay, so this guy retreats 1. I think Ferguson will stay put. Okay, flip. Turn 11. American APs are +2. Let's see. We are desperate, so we're going to be firing. Okay, so first of all, Shelby will fire. Mark moved and fires 3, 4, 5, and 6. And the 6 will work. Okay. This guy I'll fire. 2, 6, and 6. Okay, those 6s will work. But Ferguson stays going. I guess that he was wearing that magic jacket of his. Okay, this might be it. This guy will... That was 1, 2. This guy was going to close combat. And this guy makes it. He makes his save. So then this guy goes... The American militia goes with a 4, 5, and 1. And that is it. So basically the Americans have cleared the southern half of the hill. I don't know. I guess it's Kings Mountain. This is a tough one because this is kind of a battle that I think is really fascinating. And ever since I visited, I thought it was just a fascinating battlefield. Ferguson's a pretty fascinating character. But I think it does okay. Obviously, it followed the historical thing. And now, if historically, I think, of course, the rebel militia would have come in from the north here and pushed down, and then Ferguson was killed down in here somewhere. So actually, I would think it was right about in here. That's where his grave is. So I don't know. The map's actually pretty good, though, for what it is. And next, we're going to try this out on Tricorne and see if it's any different. Now I've got Tricorne's Kings Mountain set up here. It's kind of interesting and different than other Tricorne games or scenarios because you can notice that the Continental forces are on both sides of the map. So when they have to leave the map, I just say they have to go off the side that they're closest to. In other words, like, say, Williams up here, if he was backing off, he'd back off the top. Sevier's group would back off to the side, and Campbell would be down here. And then the British are in kind of a weird position because if they have to retreat, they're going to have to generally retreat towards the mountain hexes. And I try to keep them on the mountain hex. I suppose you could make a rule that if they get pushed off the other side, then they would have to take a hit instead of being pushed off the other side of the mountain. That would make more sense. Okay, a couple of notes. Let's go through a few things. It's kind of a little different again in some of the way it's set up. Continental's going to go first, and they start with 6 command cards and 4 combat cards. And the British start out with 2 command cards and 3 combat cards. And then every turn, the British will increase by a card until they get 5 combat cards in their hand. So in other words, you'll draw 2 cards at the end of the round for the British. Victory is 6 banners. And I guess also noting here the British are surprised. That's because that is reflected with the command cards. There's no opening cannonade. And the Continental player gains a temporary victory banner at the start of the turn when they occupy a hill hex. And I say any of these hill hexes up here would work. Every time the British player plays a scout command card, they get a victory point. so that pushes the Continental player a little bit. And let's see, we've talked about retreats. I think that's about it. So pretty hard for the British to win this one, but we'll go ahead and see what happens. Okay, let's start with our Americans. Now they've got the scout card. They've also got a line volley and a forward. Okay, that forward's going to be fortuitous. So we will take that, and I will take a leader initiative. And I will take an infantry ranged bonus. Okay. Now the question is do militia and stuff count as infantry? I guess I don't think they do. Let me check here. Because that infantry card can be kind of useless otherwise. Let's see here. I guess they do not count as infantry, so not going to be able to even use that card, I don't think. We will go ahead and, let's see, are there any infantry in the battle? No, it's all militia, so I'm just going to discard it. But we will use the forward and the leader initiative. So we will start with 2 from each section. 1, and then 2. I will move this guy Cleveland up, and then I need a third one over here. 1 and 2. Okay, so that's all that card. And then I've got a leader that has initiative, and I think McDowell, order a leader or a unit with an attached leader in any section. I will move McDowell up. Okay, and discard him. These guys have moved. Now they can fight. Okay, this guy can't, but this guy can. This guy can. This guy can. This guy can. And this guy can. Okay. So we'll start with Shelby over here in his provincials, and just make sure everything, I think it's always 221 with... Oh, I guess provincials provincials count as infantry. So, okay, and militia is infantry. So, yes, they do count as infantry. I'll take that card back. Come back here, card. Okay. Yep, get that. I always have to. With any of these Command and Colors games, I have to use the cheat sheet. So, okay. All of these guys get additional 2 die. This is going to be brutal to the Brits. Let's see. So Shelby gets... Let's figure what he's got. Now, he's on a hill, and hill terrain... attack from a lower level, ignore 1 flag. So the Brits can ignore a flag if they're on the hill, which they all are. Okay, let's start with Shelby. So he's got 2, 2. I want to make sure here we're getting this right. 2, 2. Yeah, they're always 2. So 2, 2. We start with 2 dice. He's at full, so that's 3 dice. Shelby's with him, so that's 4 dice. And then the infantry ranged bonus is 5, 6 dice. But we're also at -1 because we moved. So 5 dice. Okay. Artillery flag, cavalry flag, cavalry. Okay, so he took 2 flags. He took 2 flags. We can ignore 1 flag. And he will just pull back 1. Okay. And he's in the same hex as Ferguson. I will give him Ferguson a rallying thing. So let's see if he rallies. He's got 4. He's got 1 extra for being at full strength, and then he's got 1 for Ferguson with him. So 4. 5. 6. Okay, 6 die. He gets a flag. Easy enough. Okay, the rifle guy can't go. Williams will now go, and it's going to be 2, 2, 1. I think I will again shoot at Ferguson's guy here. And we have 2, 2, 1, but we subtract that 1. So 0 plus 1 for Williams, plus 2 for being at full strength, plus 4 for infantry range bonus. So 4 die. Artillery, flag, flag, flag. Okay. Ferguson cancels a flag. 2 guys next to him cancel. So I think all those flags are going to be canceled because 2 guys next to him, Ferguson, and shooting up on a hill. So nothing there. Okay, this militia will go against these provincials, and it's going to be start with 2. And then we're at full strength, so that's 3. Infantry range bonus makes it 5 dice, and then subtract 1, so 4 dice, because we moved. And we get a sabers, artillery, sabers, flag. My gosh. And we ignore the flag. They're not rolling well. Okay. This guy, again, 2. He's at full strength, so 3. Cleveland makes him 4. Infantry makes him 6. Subtract 1 for moving, so 5 die. Sabers, flag, cavalry, infantry. Okay, we can ignore the flag, but he takes a hit. Am I missing some infantry? I forgot to... This guy lost 1. He did, so we need to... Come on, get off there. Take a hit. I think I missed an infantry dice over there. So, okay, finally over here we have McDowell, and we have he's at full strength, so it's going to be 2 plus 1. 2 is 4, and 6 minus 1 is 5. So 5 die. Cavalry, sabers, infantry, flag, artillery. Okay, so he takes a hit and we ignore 1 flag. That's it. And believe it or not, they did not, the Colonials did not do a great job there. But we'll see what happens. Okay, British get a go. You've got probe right and line command. You've got leader initiative. We'll definitely need that. We'll use our infantry ranged bonus. Definitely that. And we will probe the right. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get my cards arrayed right since I'm using all those. Get everybody out of the way here. So he gets 2 cards at the end of the turn, the British do. And then they're also drawing a card, a combat card. So we will get that. Okay. We can close that out. Okay, so leader initiative. We first of all, our probe right. Depister will be the one on the right. So we're going to do 1 here, and he's going to attack. Activate. And then this provincial will attack. That's our 2 units. And did I do anything? No bonuses. Okay. And I'm going to say that we're always, both sides are going to use, the other thing about this is I think both sides will have to end up using this to be the left over here, the center, and the right. You just got to decide one way or the other on that. Okay, leader initiative, that means that Ferguson's going to go. Order a leader or unit with an attached in any section, and you get no bonus. Okay, that's fine. So Ferguson will make, basically this means Ferguson's activated. His, or that regular with him are. Okay, now everybody gets a bonus of 2, so we're going to start with Depister. And he gets 2, he starts with 2. We get 1 extra for the having the leader, so that's 3. Now this is interesting. I don't know whether Depister counts as the movement. Actually, I don't know whether I can activate. I don't think I can activate that unit. I activated the leader and moved him, but I don't think this guy can actually do anything. This guy, however, can. I'll keep him, though. I'll go with that. This guy here can fire, and so it's going to be at 2. And we got 4 dice total. Infantry, cavalry, flag, artillery. Okay, we can, because the McDowell is down here, they can save for 1 flag, so they don't take it. But the unit does take a loss, a hit. Okay, and then here, 2, 2, 1. So we start with 1 die. Ferguson adds 1, giving him 2. And so 4 die with the infantry range bonus. Saber, cavalry, flag, saber. Okay, this guy has a Williams with him, so he saves. So nothing there either. Okay. We go to the Americans. Flip that guy. The Americans need to draw a card. They draw a command card. Okay. I'd like to set up for a line volley. We could counterattack. That would be on the right flank over here. I guess we'll call this our right flank. I could probe the center, which I kind of like that one, and I like the idea of a line command. I need to really set these guys up, though. If I probed center, I could move this guy, and then I could fire it with 1. I think we're going to do that. I'm going to move this guy. Well, he can fire. And I get to draw a command card, too. So discard that. And we'll take another command card. And we will take another, or a combat card here. Okay. Flip that. Okay. So 2 guys can do something here. Now, he can fire because he moved, which is okay. And this guy's going to fire. Okay, so he's got a -1, so it's going to be a 2, 2. But that's actually a 1 die, and he's at full strength, so 2 die. Saber's nothing. Okay. And then Cleveland has 2, 3, 4 die. 2 flags. Okay. And we can ignore both of those because he's on a hill and he's got a leader. Okay, Brits get to go. Well, the advanced center is kind of nice. I can basically shoot with 3 units in the center. Let's go with that. And then there's also the hold the line. A unit with a leader adjacent may ignore all flags rolled against it. Okay, we're going to do that. We're going to use this hold the line. We've got to remember that. So I'm going to pull 2 more cards. That takes him up to 4. And the advanced center was 3. So 3 of these guys can do something. Let's see. What can we do? I need to find somebody that's weakened. Okay, this guy is attacking, definitely. Can't do anything there. This guy's at full strength, so I'll make him attack. And 2, 2. He can't fire because of the woods. This guy can. And I will, well, I think these 3. Okay, those are going to be our 3. So first of all, this provincial's against McDowell. And he's at 2 dice. He hasn't moved, so he just gets 2 dice. Gets a flag and a flag. Okay, McDowell automatically neutralizes 1 flag, but there's not another. So, oh, this is interesting. Okay. Here's what happens. This is going to be interesting because this guy's militia, he has to retreat 3 hexes. 1, 2, 3. And that retreats him off the board. Now, does McDowell go with him? If I get 2 flags, McDowell goes. Actually, I think it's 1 flag. I think it's flag. Okay, McDowell saves, basically. So this guy goes to the British side. And I'm not afraid of giving the British all the help they can get in this one. Okay, Provincial here is going to fire on Cleveland. Actually, I'm going to try to break that militia up in the middle. 2, 2, and he gets 3 die. Cavalry, Saber, Infantry. Okay. Takes a hit. And then finally we'll do the same thing here. 2, 2, 1. 1 die plus Ferguson gives him 2 die. Artillery and a flag. Okay, he can save because he's got 2 units beside him. So that's a pretty standard roll for all the Commands and Colors games. Okay. I'm probably screwing this up, but that's okay. I'm having a good time. Okay, line volley. I still like the idea of that line volley. Okay, we're going to take the scout, though. And then I choose 2 combat cards, and I pull 2. 1, 2, and I get to choose 1. Training or reform. After playing a command card, attempt to reform units lost. I am going to use the training one. I've got a reform card, so that's good. I'm good there. And we will put another card in our hand. Okay. Wait, do I need to play? I'm not going to... I'm just going to do the scout, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to move 1 here. That's to the... that's to my left. The center will fire. And I'm going to start bringing this militia up here. And he can fire. Let's see here. This guy can fire. 2, 2, 1. I think he can fire. So, okay, those 3 units. This guy moved, so we start with 2. He's got 3 because he's at full strength, and then -1 because he moved. So 2 die. Flag and flag. Okay, this guy takes 2. Now he's a provincial, and they retreat 2 hexes. See, this is the problem. I think what I'm going to do is go 1, 2. Now I still have 2 more hexes, and instead I'm just going to say he's pushed there, and then he's going to take 2 hits. And then he's got to see if he can rally. He gets 1 die to rally. And, oh, he rallies at -1. He got 0 to rally. You can't rally, I think, below 1 die. So flag. He gets it. He rallies. Okay. Over here, provincial, I think situation's changed. Let's see if we can eliminate this guy. So we will go 2. And then 3, 4. We got 4 die. Flag, cavalry, infantry, infantry. That's enough. So the Americans will take this guy as a spoil of battle there. Okay. And then finally this rifle, 2, 2, 1. He's at full strength. So he gets 1 + 1 -1 because he's moved. So 1 die. Let's see what he gets. Sabers, nothing. Okay. Okay, let's go to the British turn. And they're going to play a scout card. Okay, let's do the little card manipulation here first. So they get 2 combat cards. They also get 2 of the command cards. And that's going to be the last of the command cards that they get an extra 1 per turn, because they're up to their 5 allotment. Okay. And then they get a victory point. So we will give them their victory point here. Yeah, the Ferguson's loyalists are hanging in there. Okay, then the scout, we can do 1 from each section. This is tough. Okay, so this section, there's only this guy here. I will move him and give him attacker marker. This guy will attack in the middle. And then this guy will attack. Okay, so we've got, we'll fight this provincials here. And we are firing down on them. Let's see, we've got 2 -1 for moving is 1 + 1, so 2 dice. Sabers and a flag. Okay, he's next to 2 units, so he saves. Over here, again, I want to try to break that militia up because I'm suspecting that we're going to have a volley coming back at us. Or some sort of line type movement. Okay, so we've got 2, and I'm at full, so that's 3 die. Infantry, okay, that did the trick. That just broke that line in 2. And then Depister, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Depaster. 2, 2. He starts with 2 die, plus 1 for having a guy with him, having a leader, so that's 3 die. It's just 3 die. Okay, infantry, flag, and infantry. Okay, the flag we're good on. Take hit. Whoops, take hit. Take hit. And then Cleveland has to make 2 saves. Roll 2 die. Cavalry sabers, saves. Sabers artillery, saves. Okay. And that is the British turn. Okay, let's go with the Continental turn. And that did break up our group here. Oh, I should have played, when I had this guy, remember this guy that I just got knocked out? I should have played that, hold the line. I forgot about that. Again, this is not the greatest game for solitaire play. You really need 2 people that are on their game to play against each other. A line volley, advance center, a rally, counterattack. I think the counterattack looks good. Because what I can do is, I think, let's just pull a scout card. And we will pull up another die. Is we can draw 2 combat cards. So we're going to draw our 2 combat cards. Can't use them this round. Discard. Okay. And I think we are going to move. I think the best thing we can do at this point is move against Ferguson and try to dislodge him. And we will do that. We will go. Militia will move here. McDowell will move here. And Campbell will move. I'm going to get these leaders moved into position. We discard it. Militia can't do anything. Okay, that's all we can do. Now the British go. I like the forward. Bayonet attack. Play in lieu of your command card. Okay, we'll do that. Let's see here. Issue an order up to 3 infantry units. They move 2 hexes in battle with no movement reductions. I like that. Okay. We're going to do like they did in the real battle. We're going to have a bayonet charge. And we're going to go 1, 2, and 3. Okay, bayonet charge is done. Now I've always understand this. Oh, you don't. Okay, I got it now. I was thinking. Okay, so now the bayonet charge, and we don't take any reduction. So Ferguson and his guy are going to go with 2 die against this rifle unit here. So he's got 2 die initially, and then 1 for Ferguson. That's 3 die. Flag, flag, and infantry. Okay, so we take a hit, and then the rifles. How much does a rifle withdraw? I think they only withdraw 2. Rifle, light infantry, 2. Let's see. They go 1 back. So there were 2 flags. We can eliminate or we can ignore 1 flag. And we will push that guy back. And he will push forward. And I think Shelby can fight back against Ferguson. And Ferguson can... No, wait, Ferguson can make... No, that's only Cav, I think. They can do that. Anyway, let me check here. Notes, leader retreats, lone leaders, leader casualties, terrain, taking ground. Bonus melee, taking ground the following may... Any infantry with an attached leader. Yep, okay, we're going to do it. We are going to bonus melee. And I will do that. I will bonus melee against Shelby. Yeah, we're going to go against those rifles again. So Ferguson pushes forward again. And again, 2, 3. Cavalry, infantry, artillery. They take a hit. Now I think this guy can actually fight back. So he's going to do 2 sabers and infantry. Oh, okay. Takes 2 hits. Take hit. Take hit. And then we roll twice to see if Ferguson saves. Sabers, flags. Okay, he saves. Okay, now then, I think I've done that right. Provincials are going to go against Williams. They've got 2 + 1 is 3 die. Flag, artillery, and cavalry. And that's going to do nothing because that flag is... Williams does that. Now Williams can fight back. And they got 3 die coming back at them. Flag, flag, sabers. Okay, the sabers take a hit. And then 2 flags and provincials go back 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to again say, hold on. What I'm going to do, I'm going to play a card. I'm going to play hold the line. And so I stay put. Okay, now these provincials will be fighting. They can ignore a flag. These guys, provincial, these guys can ignore a flag because they're in the woods. So we go 3 die, sabers, flag, and flag. So 1 flag's going to affect them. The sabers is going to affect them. Provincials go back 2. And we will move... Oh, we're not with the leader, so we're not going to do anything there. Okay. Nobody can battle back. End of the British turn. So the British are at 3 and the Continentals are at 1. The British might make this. Okay, Continentals. What do we got here? Well, we had a line. I can take a point for having control of a hill hex. Now here's the question. Is that per turn? Continental player gives 1 temper at the start of his turn when occupying a hill. Okay, just per turn. Yeah, that is per turn. So they could do it, wrap it up in 3 turns. All units in one section are ordered and may move 1 hex. Units may not move to battle. If they don't move, they can range. Okay, I tell you what I'm going to do here is I'm going to dress the ranks. Let's go ahead and take, oh no, we got to use see if we want any cards. Militia bonus. Ooh, I like that. Play this card alongside of your command card this turn. All ordered militia infantry units will battle with 1 additional die. Wow. Okay, we can do that. All ordered. Oh, ordered. Okay, that'll work. That'll work. And I'll play a leader initiative. I'm going to use that. And light infantry training. Okay, I will use that. And then let's get another card here. Oh, I draw a combat card. Okay, I got a combat card, and then I've got a command card. Okay, let's figure how we're going to do this. Okay, so we're dressing the ranks at top first, and that means that units that move cannot battle. But I'm using an ordered infantry unit's battle dice are not reduced when it moves. Okay, that's cool. We're going to move here. I'm going to move here and here and here. And that's the dress the... Oh, and then here. You can use all units in a section. 1. These guys got to stop. And discard. Now I'm using the training, so one of these guys can fight without reducing. So I will do an attacker marker here and use that training card. This guy will He can't move. He can't fight. Okay, and then leader initiative. This guy can... Oh, none of these other guys can fight. I'll tell you what. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. These guys I don't think can fight. Any other militia that didn't move? No, I guess I kind of wasted this one. We will put... I'll discard that one. And then leader initiative. Okay. This guy can move, and then he can fight directly here. He can melee. So activate him. Discard. Okay, I think I got everybody here. Okay, these provincials are going to go... he's got 1, 2 to base. He's got a base of 2 plus 3 and 4. Minus 1 is 3. Okay. Infantry, flag, and sabers. Okay. Takes 1 for the infantry hit, 1 for the flag, or the sabers, and then the flag will push him back 1. I will move... No, it pushes him back 2. And I'll move into that hex. And then the provincial unit has to see if they save. So they get two dice to save, and they do not. Okay, so the British lost that provincial unit. Now, this guy's going to go against a Peaster. It's 2 dice plus 1, so 3 die. Cavalry, flag, and sabers. Okay, we can ignore the flag. We can ignore everything. Okay. That's the end of the Continental turn. We go to the British turn. Infantry melee bonus. Okay. We almost had a line there. Shelby Ferguson's by himself. Forward. Okay, we'll do a forward. And an infantry bonus. And Ferguson. So at forward 2 from each section. Nobody's over here but Ferguson. So we'll activate him. Activate him. He will move here. Now, actually, he can fire from there. And I will. Activate him. And he will... These provincials will fire here. They will fire down at this McDowell. And everybody gets a +2, so that's kind of nice. So we'll discard him. Okay, we start with Ferguson. He's up against those rifles again. I want to push those guys off the map. I get 2 additional... So I get... let's see. I start with 2. I get 1 for Ferguson. That's 3. And 4, 5. Cavalry, artillery, infantry, infantry, sabers. Okay, so this guy is eliminated. Shelby can fight back, and he will do so with a 2, 3, 4 die. We've got a flag, sabers, flag, infantry. Okay, so we ignore a flag, but he's pushed back 1 more. And then well, he's eliminated. Whoops. And take a hit. Okay. Does Ferguson make it? Now, he was eliminated here. He's got to make a save with a... First of all, the 2 sabers. Nope. Okay, and then he has to make a saber roll. If he makes a roll with 1 with the saber, he does not, so he can retreat. We'll move there. Okay. Now, he won't count for this guy, but this provincial will go with a 2, 4 dice. Sabers, sabers, artillery, and flag. Okay, we ignore the flag, but the 2 sabers will take a hit. Take a hit. take a hit, and then Williams will roll his saves. He makes it fine. Okay, this guy's going to fire. And he's got 2, so we start with 2. We add, he's at full strength, so that gives him 3, 4, 5. He's got 5 die. Okay, sabers don't count, cavalry don't. Oh, nothing there. Okay. And then finally this guy has 2. Are those hill hexes? I don't know. These are hill hexes. I don't think he can actually fire. I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to change it. He moves and then fires. So he gets a +1. So he gets a 2. And then 3 plus, or he starts with 2. He gets 3 for being full strength. 4, 5, and then -1 for moving. So 4 dice. Cavalry, infantry, artillery. Okay, 2 dice he takes. Take a hit. Take a hit. McDowell has to save twice, and does so. Okay, I think that's it for the British turn. I probably fouled that way up, but that's okay. And like I say, I think the one thing command colors is you can end up with some pretty contradictory orders at times if you play, and I suppose that's the challenge of the game. To guys that play this a lot, I can see how you gain some expertise, but it could certainly also invite rule lawyers to be a real pain in the neck with this. Okay. Reform. Well, we do want to reform some guys. I'm going to actually use Liberty or Death. We're going to play that one. So roll 1 die for each command card you have, and for each symbol rolled, 1 unit of that type is ordered, and a flag is basically free. And they have 1 additional die. Okay, that's fine. And you'd also draw a combat card. Okay. Okay, so we have 6, we gotta roll 6 die. Okay, we've got infantry, flag, artillery, cavalry. Actually, this isn't such a great card because you only have infantry in this game. There's no cavalry or artillery, but I did get infantry, a flag, and a flag. And they also fight at +1. So infantry will fight. We will activate him. And then the flags, I'll activate him. And I'll activate him. Oh, I forgot to take, I get a hill hex at the beginning of the turn. Let's see, where's my marker? Okay, I got it. And we flip this guy, and then this guy's going to go against these provincials. He's got 2 + 1 is 3. And then he gets an extra die for that card. So 4 die. Flag, cavalry, infantry, sabers. Okay, these provincials take the sabers. They take the infantry. And they have to take the flag. 1, 2. I'm going to say they can't go back any further. So, well, wait, 1, 2. He can go there. And that'll be your flag. And this guy he'll move in. Okay, Williams and his militia are going to have 2, 3, 4. And they get a sabers, a flag, a cavalry, and a cavalry. Okay, the flag's ignored, but the sabers aren't. And that is it for the American turn. Go to the British turn. Forgot to get a card. And let's get a card here, because you have 5 cards. Flip that. Come on, get over there. Okay. Hold the line. Let's just say this guy held the line. I'm going to let him hold the line there. We'll say we played that. I'm cheating. Okay, probe the center. There's not much. Boy, there's not much left. Okay, probe the center for Ferguson. Advance right doesn't do much. Advance left doesn't. Yeah, that's about the best I've got. And we do get to draw a combat card, which will help a little bit probably. Okay, there we go. Probe the center. So this guy is going to go, and this guy is going to go. This guy's going to go. Okay. Ferguson. He's going to go against Williams, and he's got 2 plus 1 is 3 die. Infantry, sabers, and cavalry. Okay, 2. Take hit. Take hit. And that's going to be, we're down to 1. Okay, now if there's 2 hits on Williams, Williams saves, so he's going to move back. 1, 2, and I will say Ferguson takes that spot. And then over here, this light will go against McDowell. And he's got 2 plus 1 is 3, but he moves, so that's -1, so 2 die. Artillery and a flag. Okay, and the flag is neutralized. We go to the American turn and flip this. They start with they own some of the hills, so they give a victory point for that. And let's see what our hand looks like. Okay, we've got rally. We've got line volley. No lines are left. Ooh, the sharpshooter. Yeah, we're going to do that. And let's see. We did a probe center. Let's do that. We're going to counterattack. And that counterattack is going to give us 2 units in the center can move, plus we get a card. We get our little bonus here. So we will take our little combat card. Oh, whites of the eyes. Okay, counterattack's been done. So 2 guys can move. Or probe center. Yeah, we're doing a counterattack for probe center. So here, we'll activate him, and we will activate him. And then the sharpshooter's going to go. I'm going to try Ferguson. I roll 1 die, and if I hit a saber, I get Ferguson. Kill him. So 1 die, infantry, nothing. Okay. Now I'm going to go militia here with McDowell. 2 plus McDowell gives him 3 die. Artillery, nothing. Okay, and then Cleveland, same thing, 3 die. Flag, flag, and sabers. Okay, the sabers takes. The flag, we ignore 1 flag, but the provincials are moved back. Here, these guys will move forward, and then we roll 2 to see if DePeester makes it. He makes it. Okay. And that is it. So we are down to, okay, who is left? This is going to be probably the next turn or 2 is going to be the end of this. British hand. Leader initiative. Well, I can use that. We're going to move forward and try to take Williams out. And then that's our leader initiative. And then outflanked, I'm going to use that one because I can use this guy. And we're going to attack this militia here. Okay, let's start to see if Williams goes. And I think I can make a normal attack against him. If I get a saber, he's gone. So we get 2 plus 1 is 3 die. Nothing. Okay. Discard, and then Williams can move out of the way. That's hard to say. Now, is Williams pushed off the map? That's what I don't know. If he wants to escape, I'm going to say he stays put. We're going to keep that. That's kind of questionable whether he's going to move off or not. If you've played this game a lot in this situation, let me know how you would handle it, because I'm interested in hearing about that. Okay, and then these two are going to go against this militia. This guy's going to go first because he can get an extra die. So he gets 3 die, right? Yeah, 3 die. Artillery cavalry, nothing. Okay, and then the other guy gets 2 die. Sabers and infantry. Okay, that is going to take out that militia. And that is actually the end of game there. So we can see if McDowell saves. Sabers flag, yeah. And he can go blah, blah, blah. But I don't know if Williams can he move sideways? I mean, you're supposed to move back 3, but I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, that's it. Man, honestly, on the wrap up, I'm going to say I like Hold the Line a little bit better. In this case, I don't know if Tricorne really works with this kind of surrounding type of mechanic. I think the weakness of the game is there's just too many times when rules are a little bit gray on this. But like I say, if you know more about this game, let me know down below how you'd handle that situation. I'm sure there was quite a few of the rules that I didn't make on this one. But anyway, I do appreciate you watching these. This has been a fun one. I've enjoyed the Battle of Kings Mountain. That's kind of a favorite of mine. So this was kind of a fun one to put together. Anyway, thanks a lot. We'll talk to you later. Bye.